We're back. I'll just um I'll just check it in YouTube again, and then
Okay.
give them the link.
Okay. Let me check.
Here's the new link. Let's wait for a while.
Hmm.
You can give your friends the new link here.
Okay.
Hello everyone. We are waiting for the others because I got a new link. Medyo nagkaroon tayo ng technical kanina. I don't really know what happened there. Please check it out yung new link. I'll put it in my here's a new link. New link. Uh, oops. Everybody's asking. My apologies about that. Here's the new link. Oops, nag-echo. Baka may ano ka.
Oh, wait. Let me check. Okay. Is it okay now?
Yeah. Wala nang echo.
Okay.
All right, let's see. I hope it's okay now. Okay lang po. So are we back? I think we're back.
Okay, we're back. Good.
Okay, we're back. Okay. Apologies for that. Okay, we're back. There. Sayang lang yung link natin kanina. We had some people already watching there. If you can kindly share ng ating bagong link. Saan na ba tayo? Medyo nawala tayo doon, Dianne. Nagkaroon tayo ng I didn't see that coming na nagkaroon ng violation something. I don't know why.
Yeah, it happens. Pag online, everything you can't really control.
Yeah. But we were talking about I Wonder Korea. Sige. Those who have, we will take up from where we came from where we ended.
So yeah, as I was saying, I Wonder Korea, we are doing services for expats, inspired by my difficulties here in Korea at the beginning. So I'm the creative director, and my husband is the one doing business and translations. So
yeah, very good partnership din yun, no? Kasi he is the one who knows the ins and outs of the government system, the locals, the nuances of of dealing with Koreans, while you are there, you have the perspective of the foreigners.
So also I'm doing the fun stuff. He's doing the hard, difficult stuff. So
ay difficult din naman ang ginagawa mo, ha?
yeah. So
Sabi ni Jegs, life goes on. BTS, life goes on. So our show is going on.
Yes.
Okay.
They started with BTS already.
Yeah, right. So before we go to that BTS, mamaya interesting yan eh. Because you are an author, an editor, and a fashion stylist.
Yes.
Let's go back to your college, university days. Were you always into fashion? So kailan, when did your fascination of clothes styling begin? Ano ang inspiration mo sa style mo?
Actually, I wasn't really into fashion before. I was more into the stories behind fashion, or more like stories behind the creatives behind fashion. Like I would remember I have a big collection of magazines when I was young. Um, I'm not sure if you know, but in the Philippines, uso yung Candy magazine, 17, You magazine, those.
Yeah.
And then, uh, yeah, I remember watching documentaries of designers, or being interested in movies that have stories about fashion. So
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really like fashion before. I was just, I wasn't really styling myself or whatever. Even now, I'm just very minimalist and stuff. So when I got into the magazine publishing industry, that's when I started really getting into fashion. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Before that, may tanong, where are you from the Philippines?
Actually, my hometown is in Clark, Pampanga, but I moved to Makati. So I lived in Makati for like maybe more than 10 years or something.
Uh-huh.
So
Nakakatawa
also I
si ano,
studied.
nakakatawa si Jeg, sabi niya ay no liwayway. um, ano, ganito, kasi your concentration in Ateneo was journalism.
Yeah.
So, kaya medyo, yun nga, how did you get into the fashion magazine?
Mhm.
Kasi journalism is more on the serious side, diba?
Yeah. So actually, it's a kind of a funny story, because I started in Inquirer, Philippine Daily Inquirer, um, as an editorial. We were called editorial production assistant, as in literal assistant. We don't write. We just help out with clerical work. We were the
Right
junior.
after graduation yan.
Maybe a few months or year, because I worked in different other fields before. So in Inquirer, the more young you are, hindi ka nila binibigyan ng assignment or beats. So yeah, I was doing like laying out yung mga small articles and doing some assistant work for editors. But there was one time when, because sometimes other departments will ask for our help. So yung lifestyle department ng Inquirer, they asked us for help. And then I was reading their articles, and it's much more interesting. May something about food, travel, culture. So I was doing before mga news, mga ganon. So I was gravitated towards more the lifestyle section.
Oo,
So
lifestyle
yeah.
section. And then,
And
uh,
then, yung
no,
Inquirer kasi nun, merong magazine arm.
mm,
So, it's called Hinge Inquirer. So, I had just asked, is there any opening sa magazine department? And then, after that, they recommended me, and then they liked my work, and I started there after a few months. So, sa
mm.
magazine company ng Inquirer.
How long did you stay in the um, other side, in the
News.
magazine arm of the
Ah.
Inquirer?
Actually, that was my longest ever employment. Mga siguro almost 5 to 6 years.
Matagal din.
So
Before you came to Korea.
mm-mm. So actually noon, there were different magazines na napagdaanan ko lahat. Like some magazines folded, some became digital. So it was really a long employment. So I really learned a lot in Hinge Inquirer. If you know, maybe some people know, but some of the magazines are called Northern Living, Southern Living. Wait, I have
Yeah,
it
yeah,
here.
I know.
So here, if you can
Yes.
see, ayan. So why Northern Living and Southern Living? Kasi the magazine, the Northern Living, we write about stuff in Quezon City, mga taga North, alam nila yan. Sa South
Oo.
naman, places in Ayala, Makati, Alabang, ganon. So
So mga
even the
lifestyle magazines ito.
yeah, so even the cover pages, the celebrities who live in the north, sila yung cover. Tapos yung mga celebrities who live in the south. So something like that. And then after that, I was still into magazines, even if it was dying. So I moved to another magazine called Ola magazine.
Oo. Entertainment talaga yan, di ba?
This one naman, as in real entertainment.
Yeah,
This is
right.
the last covers I did. Isabel Daza and her husband.
Now, husband.
Yeah, so it actually, I was there when it folded. Super sad, but yan, mga chismis, gossip.
Pero that's the story of print magazines ngayon, di ba?
Yes.
I mean, Diane and I met because we both wrote for the print magazine here in Seoul. I don't know what happened. Is it still there?
It's still running, although last time I heard it's maybe bi-monthly.
By,
Uh,
okay. Bi-monthly na siya. Kasi before, it tried to be monthly pa, di ba?
But there are some months now. I think lately bi-monthly siya. So, but yeah, we learned a lot
Still
from
there.
that experience.
Yeah, right. So, that experience that working experience, yan ba yung nagpadala sa'yo dito sa Korea for those fashion week, or you went here on your own just because you liked the fashion?
Actually, because I was in the industry, I know some people, some of my friends also are in the industry. So there was an opportunity for us to go to Seoul Fashion Week. And actually, I was not the one who was really assigned to go. It was my friend who was working for another media company that time. And then by accident, one of the correspondents couldn't make it. So parang sabi sa akin, okay, here's the ID, you can go in. So after that, by accident, I was like, okay, I'm not wearing anything cool or whatever. So by accident, I got in one of the shows, and that was maybe 2012. So since then, I fell in love with Seoul Fashion Week. So I almost maybe every season balik-balik from Manila to Seoul. So
for work or on your own na din?
Yeah, my own and work also. So it was a combination of both. So yeah, it's been a long time, but sadly because of Corona, so fashion week has been canceled. So
Oo nga. 2019 when we did that Soul Kids fashion week, right? That was 2019. That was interesting. See, SMB, she said, when I was marketing head for North Pineland, we advertised in those magazines, yung sa Southern Living and Northern Living.
Most of our clients before were real estate properties.
That's a real estate nga siya, si SMB.
Hi, hello. Thanks for working with us before.
Yeah. Okay. So, a little bit forward na sa fashion and fashion week. Since you were not really into fashion before, what did you notice first here in Korea? Is it the Korean fashion or the Korean drama and K-pop? Which comes first?
Actually, when it comes to Korean entertainment, K-pop, everything, it's a whole package. So I discovered K-pop, K-drama at the same time. Because when you watch a K-drama, all the characters are really well dressed. Even the normal characters, they're wearing designer stuff. And then yung soundtrack is from a K-pop idol. And then the actors and actresses are also into music, K-pop. So I was fascinated by everything. I did a lot of research and stuff. And then, once you're hooked in K-pop, they say you can never go out. So even until now, I'm still a huge, huge fan of K-pop and K-dramas.
I think some of our K-pop fans here, audience, can relate to that. Once you get
Yeah.
hooked, you cannot just go out
Yes.
anymore.
It's very addicting. So even the no matter what age, no matter who I talk to, everyone knows something a bit about K-pop. So I'm
Oo.
happy that I was able to discover it a bit earlier. So
So interesting, no? Kasi parang as you've mentioned, it comes as a package. Kaya ang hirap
mm,
to even ask
mm,
which comes first sa magugustuhan mo, the Korean fashion or the
mm,
Korean drama. Kasi,
yeah,
and then, when you look at as what you've mentioned then, yung Korean fashion, parang it's always distinct, yung kanilang
mm,
pananamit, yung
way of
kanilang, the way,
dressing.
the fashion nila.
Mm,
Like,
mm,
we always hear people say, pormang Koreano or pormang
mm,
Koreana,
yeah.
right?
Mm. Actually, one of my I get asked a lot about that. What is the difference
Ah,
between Korean fashion and fashion from the rest of the world? There's no
yeah.
difference actually. They wear the same clothes as us, but it's the styling that's different.
Oo.
If you can see on the streets, they're wearing basics, diba? Like even sporty wear, t-shirt, jeans, but they add something to it to make it a whole different look. So I think
That makes it
Koreans,
distinctly Korean na, no?
so I think Koreans they make something their own, even if it's an ordinary look. You know, like they wear
Ordinary
sneakers.
shirt,
Uh,
ordinary sneakers.
Yeah. So I got asked a question like, what about Filipino fashion? Like for us to be dressed up means really dressed up, diba? Like
Mm,
maybe a dress or really bongga fashion,
mm.
diba? But you can see Koreans on the red carpet, very casual, very chillax, but they still look cool and stylish, diba? So there's
Yeah.
something about that. Both are good, but some different styling, I think.
Oo, oo. Kahit yung parang slip-on na lang na
Mm,
damit,
yeah.
it looks glamorous pa rin, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But if
Yes.
you wear that on a red carpet in the Philippines,
And
hindi siya bagay, hindi siya,
they're
yeah,
under.
it doesn't work. You're underdressed,
Mm-hmm.
right? But yung mga layering ba, is that like very Korean or
Yeah.
other countries, other, Paris, New York, but
Mhm.
their layering is different from
Different.
that of Korean, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Iba pa rin.
Mm-mm. So in Korea, it's more street, more casual than others. But what they're wearing is most of them are designers. So parang they don't make it look like, oh, I'm wearing a designer. Parang it's like I'm wearing everyday wear, but deep inside it's
Oo.
really designer. So that's how good their styling is actually. Parang very subtle, very very simple, but may dating, you know.
Oo. Parang hindi mo din masasabi na simple on them.
Yeah, yeah.
Kasi even if the dress is simple, but when they wear it, it doesn't,
Yeah.
the
Uh-uh.
simplicity is, I don't know, I'm not a fashion expert,
Uh-uh.
but
Uh-uh.
you
Yeah.
know what I mean.
Mhm.
Um, as a writer, as a
Mhm.
writer, because you're into K-drama, K-pop, and Korean
Mhm.
fashion, ano
Mhm.
pa ang challenges na nakikita mo or na-encounter mo when you write? Because these are,
Mhm.
parang I could assume this comes easily to you because,
Mhm.
these are all your forte. So it
Mhm.
comes out naturally. What are the
Mhm.
challenges that you meet pa?
So I've been a writer for Sumpi.com for maybe 2 to 3 years. It's a K-pop entertainment site that's one of the longest running in Korea and all over the world. But I still find it challenging because writing about K-pop, K-drama, there's a lot of research involved. You have to invest your time in watching the dramas and looking for trends every day, updating yourself on what's new in Korean fashion, drama, and K-pop. But the one thing I'm having a hard time with is um, because as an editor, you have to choose the best. So you have to list down what you think are good. But of course, there's a lot of K-pop fans who may not be happy with your choice. So a lot of the times you get negative comments or like people who not agreeing with you or saying, "Oh, why didn't you include my favorite?" Or
Ah,
"I
that's
didn't see it."
always, you can't please everyone because of
Yeah.
different choices.
So it's good to be very involved. The K-pop fans know what they like, but there's really fanatics, So you
Mhm.
have to at least balance your articles and say, okay, um, based on popular demand, these are the good ones, and these are the objectively really good ones. So,
Yeah. Aside from, I'm sure most of you are, especially if you're into K-pop and K-drama, you know Sumpi. So I've just shown on the screen,
mhm.
um, Dianne is an author, is a writer there, but I didn't put it long anymore because we might have
Yeah.
some violations again. So anyway, aside from Sumpi, where else do you write?
Right now, I'm writing for different online. Um, there's a lot, but it's not really regular because I do commissioned work. Um, some of the most interesting maybe media I've worked with is a magazine from Chicago. Um,
Uh-huh.
they wanted me to interview an architect who is Korean.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
that was a little pressure for me, but it went well because actually the architect I interviewed, he's really very nice. He can speak good English, so and they were happy with it. So I think yeah, the magazine is here, but it's called 66 magazine. So it was
Mhm.
a different field for me: architecture, design, interior. But because of Sumpi, actually, they found me on Sumpi, and then I submitted my sample works. So because of K-pop writing, I also get to explore other fields in writing. So that
That's
was
good kasi hindi siya naging limited lang sa'yo.
mm,
They were able to, but of course, because you have your own style of writing then, that's
mm,
very impressive to those who are scouting for writers. Kaya parang other writers are looking for publishers, and yet Diane here, she was asked by a publishing company to write a
mm,
book.
mm,
So we can go to that already.
mm.
Diane being an author.
Yes.
The first one,
Yay,
she gave me this book, K-pop Style. There. Tell us the story, how this came about. How did the Sky Horse Publications approach you to write a book?
Um, actually, like I said, being out there, my name out there in a lot of let's say media companies, when they search for Korean writer, Korean fashion, K-pop writer, for some reason, I'm one of the the results.
Things that come out. Okay.
So what they said was because I did before a coverage for CNN Style when I went to Seoul Fashion Week.
Oh
That's
wow.
when they found my name, and then they searched Sumpi also because they were looking specifically for a K-pop fashion writer. So they emailed me. They got my email off my Instagram, and we had a lot of back and forth. They asked for a lot of my works. They asked me to write this book with a shoot. Actually, it's not just writing. So I
Mm-hmm.
had to shoot.
Yeah. Kasi ang
Yeah,
dami nito, ang dami mong shoot dito, right?
yes,
Daming.
yes.
So you worked with several models and photographers.
Actually, this is a very an example of a good kind of like teamwork that I brought together. Half of the book was made from the Philippines, a creative. a team in the Philippines. They're my friends, so it's easy to work with them. And half of it was done by a Korean studio,
Oh,
which also is my friend, who's a complete package, a photographer, hair, makeup. So it's a good balance between Filipino and Korean creatives. This first book of mine. So
oh, that's nice. This is a collaborative work
mhm.
between
So if you can,
Philippines and Korea
yes. So if you
teams.
can see the cover, the guy is Korean, Jiyoung, and the girl is actually Filipina Chinese. Si
Oh,
Mika.
I thought she's Korean.
No, she's Filipino Chinese. So
So she's
um,
based in
Manila.
Manila. So did they come together to have this shoot?
Jiyoung was in Manila that time.
Ah, that's
And then
nice.
later on, we met in Korea. But the rest, they're models in Korea. And then I also interviewed K-pop fans where they showed their K-inspired fashion. So yeah,
May
may expat factor din dyan. So I interviewed foreigners living in Korea who moved to Korea because they love K-pop. So I
oh,
searched for people to
aha, aha.
feature.
So, may nagtatanong dito, may nagsabi would like to have a copy. This book, as well as the new book, is available in Amazon.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
And
Amazon.
actually, if you search on Google, marami. There's Goodreads, Barnes and Noble. It's all available in
Just
online bookstores.
just look for K-pop style Dianne Pineda-Kim. Actually, Dianne Pineda-Kim, because you will see her two books.
Mhm.
Ano, tapos, so the publishing company gave you freedom, liberty to do it your way, how to go about your book.
Uh, Actually,
Or may
yes.
guide pala sa'yo.
They have a guide, but actually, they told me about the concept, and then they told me, okay, can you come up with a very specific plan? We just want to introduce K-pop fashion and K-beauty to international readers. So I sent them a detailed presentation with table of contents and stuff. So actually, they're really nice. They were really they let me have my freedom in how I want to do the book, and they just kept in touch with me. And okay, you have to tweak this, you have to change this. So it was also a very kind of long process, but it was easy.
Yeah, that's very nice kasi
Mhm.
most authors kasi when they have not the self-published ones, those that have publishers like you, talagang
Mhm.
it has to undergo a lot of editing and approval
Mhm.
and ano, 'di ba? May
Mhm.
nagtatanong dito, are the books available in any offline store in Seoul?
So it's available in Aladdin and
Aladdin.
Kobo.
So, Jigs, are you familiar with Aladdin? So, check it out. May physical store talaga yung Aladdin. Sorry, hindi ako
Mhm.
familiar sa Aladdin. Where is
Meron.
it located?
Everywhere in Korea. I think also Kyobo has it.
Oh,
Kyobo.
nice! So, Jegs, sa Kyobo, Aladdin, so check it out. If not, you can check with the
Mm. I mean, for sure, the other book meron because some of my friends got it from there. So,
all right, okay. So there, that's the story about the one thing more. You will be even prouder because this book was translated into Russian, Polish, and what else?
I vaguely remember there's like German, ganon, because some people actually tagged me on Instagram and they said, "Oh, I'm from Germany, I'm from Poland, and I got your book," something like that. So,
Oh, nice. No,
um,
how does it feel na your book was translated?
I'm even surprised myself because the publisher told me it will be translated, but didn't specify because it was a whole lot of business. So whenever I'm really grateful that some K-pop fans actually reach out to me and tell me they got my book. So I mean, we know us, when you read a book, you don't really tweet or Instagram the author, diba? So K-pop
Yeah.
fans are kind of different. They're like kind of family. They call me Onni. Thank you for writing about our favorite idols. So things like that. It
Ang
makes me,
galing. I think K-pop fans are a breed of their own.
yeah, yeah,
Talaga, if they love you, they love you. If you
yeah,
earn their ire, mm,
yeah, yeah. Very true.
mm.
So
Oh,
it's great that they treat everyone as family. Parang Onni, Oppa, like that.
mm,
So
mm, mm. And then the BTS official, unofficial Bible, BTS
mhm,
unofficial Bible. You got
mhm.
a copy, right? You have your
Yes,
copy.
I have my copy right here. So and there's a reason why
Parang
I'm wearing
makapal.
purple. Yeah, it's it's heavy
Makapal.
and yeah, it's kind of heavy actually. It's filled with this is it's hard to do actually. That's why it's heavy and has a lot of pages. This is more than a year in the making for me.
Wow.
It's very text
Sayang.
heavy.
Very what?
Text heavy.
Text
So there's,
heavy. Ito
mm,
kasi mas ano, maraming ano to eh, visuals eh, yung una, 'di
mm,
ba?
yeah, that's more of a photo book fashion guideline. This one has everything in it. So there's a lot of chapters. I really had to cover everything because they're a big group. The pressure is really big for me. If I miss out on any detail or write anything wrong about them, I'm pretty much dead.
Exactly.
So
Because armies, they know the details from
mm,
the beginning to end. And you
mm,
know, the BTS, the Bangtan boys themselves are very open. So
mm,
they are, the armies feel like,
yeah,
they know them.
yeah. Sometimes they know them more than the members themselves. So it's
Sinal,
yes.
we have a comment here because Lalien, she's like ultimate army. I
Mm.
remember an interview request in the army's Living in Korea Facebook group in the past. I
That's
think
me.
it was by Miss Dianne. Yeah!
Yay, that's me. Yeah, I really wanted because this one, they told me, okay, can you write about BTS? And they didn't tell me anything about armies. So I said, why write about BTS without telling the stories of armies? So they like the idea. So like more than half of this are stories of armies. So she's from the U.S. There's a Filipino army I interviewed, one from India. So I think out of all the other BTS books, these has more insights from armies. So
Yeah. Armies are a very big part of the BTS success.
mm,
So,
yeah,
tama lang, di ba? That you
yes,
got the stories, some of the stories.
yes. So yeah, it's funny. I was the one. So I joined a lot of Facebook groups looking for people who want to share their BTS story, what they
Mhm.
like about the group, what inspired them, what's their favorite songs. So yeah, I put them all here.
And also, sayang lang din naman, but you really, it's so fast-paced. Hindi mo nakakayanin yan. Um, this book was published before the Dynamite, before,
Mm,
all these last year's
mm,
success. So,
yeah,
hindi na rin na kaya nang i-update, right, before the
yeah.
publication.
Mhm. So actually, we kept pushing back and back because there's a lot of things happening in New York because of the pandemic. But they
Mhm.
said they just decided, okay, anyway, your book has more than half of it has a timeless chapters. So and there's also interpretations of their songs, the profiles of each member. So those parts are also interesting, even if it's not really updated until their latest success. So
Yeah. So
hopefully, our like it.
You are really an army, Diane, for you to be able to know all these details. And kasi
Yes.
you cannot fake it, diba? Na you write
Mm-hmm.
something
Yeah.
passionately about something that you're not even passionate about.
Yes, yes. And this took more than 1 year because there's a lot of research. And then um, we had a part where we did back and forth with legal, with lawyers, copyright people, because we wanted to make sure that everything we put out there is not libelous or is won't have any problems. So everything, even it's like a thesis, may sourcing, may annotations. These are all the sources that I got from books,
Oh,
online
wow.
articles. So yeah, it's a big
Parang
pressure that
academic,
we
parang academic workshop with all those sources and
oh,
annotations.
so
Hi,
yeah.
JC. JC just got in the chat.
Hmm.
Hi, JC. Ang daming taga South Korea dyan in the chat. Anyway, Diane is here, living here in South Korea as well.
Yes.
So it's so nice to know na your work is not just because you love it, you like
Mm.
the BTS, but it's actually factual.
Yes.
It's fact based.
Yes. Actually, when I first got this project, I had second thoughts because I know it's a big opportunity, but I didn't want to, it's a big pressure. I didn't want to disappoint fans, or it's a lot of work involved, like really real research involved. So I just really tried my best, I guess. And the fact that they called it BTS Bible, it's already pressure enough. So
Right, right.
actually, it was not my idea, this title, because it's really, it means it's all encompassing, but
Yeah.
they called
Do
it
you
BTS
think the publisher will translate it into several languages also?
Bible.
Like the
Yes.
first one? Ah, they will. Wow.
Yes.
Because, for the information of everyone watching now, this actually was supposed to be published July, right? Was it
Yes. Yes.
July? But because of the
Yes.
pandemic, they had to move it until November?
November. Yes.
November.
So I was able to update some parts, but not anymore until the really latest. So, but
Yeah.
I'm happy it's out.
Yes. And actually, si Diane, her copy just came in today or yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
So the complete copies came late because of, again, the pandemic. I think it's really sad what's happening in New York. In South Korea, it's getting better, but yeah,
Oo.
because of the pandemic there, everything's been delayed.
Yeah,
So
because Diane's publisher is based in New York. So that's
mhm,
why medyo nagkaroon, very dependent yung publication ng book,
mhm.
yung delay. Um, I want to show pa sa screen sana yung mga si JC said, I love the BTS Bible. I should secure one copy for myself very soon. JC, you came
Yay.
in a little bit late, no? Pero this is available in Amazon, what are
Goodreads,
Goodreads.
Barnes and Noble. Also in Korea, Aladdin and Kyobo.
All right. So,
WeVerStore also has Kupang,
oh,
if you know
Coupon has
Kupang.
it. Wow. So it's widely available. So
Yes.
check it out. You could secure a copy for yourself. And Diane is here. You could I will put the link below so you could
Mhm.
check out her Instagram and her I Wonder Korea YouTube channel. You could
Yes.
just reach out to her.
Mhm.
Um, I don't think we talked much about your work as a fashion stylist.
Mhm.
I want to show some of the work that you've done before. Wait, um, what's the most memorable shoot that you had?
Mm. Hmm. Actually, they're all memorable. because the whole concept of my I did um, stint as a fashion editor for Groove Korea, and then our concept is introducing international models who are working in Korea. So I was able to meet different nationalities and sharing their unique stories of how they started as a model in Korea. And this is Olena. Um, she's been in Korea for a while, and she's now very famous because you can see her in Korean broadcasting stations. She
All
has her
right.
own YouTube channel, and yeah, they can speak Korean really well. Actually, like more like natives. So I think this feature is also kind of like a guide to models who want to work in Korea. So it was really fun. Actually, we did this on top on a rooftop that shoot. So
Oo. Ano 'no, very open na rin talaga ang
mm,
Korean
yeah.
magazines sa mga foreign models 'no?
Yeah. Mhm.
Pero hindi lang din naman sa mga white models, right? Because
Yeah, yeah.
nagkakaroon na rin ng variety like the one that we
Mhm.
did na yung si Rosemary and yung isa
Mhm.
pa, but we don't have a photo of them.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I should have sent that. That was also very inspiring. This one, Suji, she's a Korean model who worked in the Philippines. That's why I know her. Um,
Mhm.
and that guy is is in my book, si Jiyong. So
Okay.
both of them worked in the Philippines for a long time, and then they moved back to Seoul to pursue modeling in Korea.
Anong magazine 'to? Was this in
Groove.
Groove?
Yes.
Okay. And then madaming mga work na pinadala
Mm-hmm.
here. Oh, who's this?
That one actually, I have it here. That's Eunice. She was on the cover of Groove magazine, and she's actually a trailblazer in Korean fashion because she's one of the first African American, South African actually, to model in Seoul. So, and she's been getting a lot of attention, and because of her, she was paving the way for other models like her to come in the Korean fashion industry. So, her story is really
Very
inspiring.
welcoming din ba ang oo. Very
Korea.
welcoming din ba yung fashion industry, yeah, sa like, different races?
Nowadays it's changing, but she was telling me before her it was not really open. And if you're
Yeah.
familiar with Han Hyun Min, he's a South African and Korean mix model, male model that I interviewed. Um, he was also one of the first, but he experienced difficulties in making it big. But now he's famous. But before, wala, it's all Koreans or
Yeah.
white models that are preferred.
Mm.
But thankfully now, because of them, more and more different races from different countries are modeling in Korea.
Well, somebody has to start, right?
Yes. And I'm
Mm.
still maybe waiting for a Filipino model to come to our to Korea.
Sana well, I told you about this kid before. We'll do that offline.
Hmm.
Kasi
Okay.
she's getting a lot of trainings na din ngayon. This one,
Ah.
let tell us about this one. You were featured in
Mhm.
Cosmopolitan.
Ah. That one, because I was posting about Seoul Fashion Week, I got a message from a writer from Cosmo, who I know actually. She wrote for Inquirer before, that's why I know her. She told me, okay, I have a column in Cosmo where I feature Filipina in business or entrepreneurs or Filipinas who have different careers in different countries. So this came out after I did. Soul Fashion Week coverage.
Okay. Oh, maybe she can update it after, your two books.
Yeah.
So, because of the pandemic, ano yung effect sa fashion industry? Like, we don't do anymore the magazine covers, yung
Mm.
mga photo shoots na ganito, wala na. So,
Mm.
I mean,
So,
that's the obvious effect. Ano
mhm.
pa yung mga effects that we who are not into the fashion industry, fashion field, don't know about?
Actually, now it's more going into digital because I was just reading
Okay.
about a modeling contest. That's all digital. So,
Mm-hmm.
wala na yung mga auditions. There's no more, in-person meetings. Even the fashion shows, the last fashion weeks, it was all fashion films. So what's good about that one is you can always watch it again and again. And
Yeah.
anyone, it opens the doors to everyone. You don't have to have front row ticket or front row seats.
True.
It's both an advantage and disadvantage, but more advantage actually. Fashion is now open to all.
Hindi na siya
And
exclusive. Kasi,
yes.
like for example, me, I would love to watch these fashion shows,
Mhm.
but I really don't know how to dress up to the nines, and I will
Mhm.
be very intimidated to go to fashion shows like this.
Mhm.
But in the comforts of my home, I could watch and,
Yes,
feel the same way that others are feeling
yes, yes.
watching.
So one, it got open to anyone actually to enjoy fashion, and two, I think the creative designers and the everything involved in fashion themselves are more conscious of eco fashion,
Mm-hmm.
ethical practices, because I think one of the hardest part about fashion is it pollutes the environment. So because of the pandemic, they're thinking about all these things now.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I'm supposed to ask you about that, the sustainable fashion, because you
Mhm.
also wrote about that in
Yes.
JB Life magazine and Groove magazine before, right?
Mhm.
So, what's this sustainable fashion that you wrote about?
So I interviewed for the cover. She's a handbook designer in Jeonju, and another one I interviewed is an organization in Hong Kong that organizes ethical fashion contests for designers.
What's that?
So
Ethical fashion contest.
um, So it's an organization that parang trains designers. They educate the consumers and the workers in fashion to make more sustainable fashion. So I interviewed one Korean designer who makes designs from scrap material. So he doesn't want to buy new fabrics or make new textiles. What he does is he goes to Dongdaemun and gets the remaining fabrics, the leftover fabrics. So instead of those being just dumped into landfills, so
Mm-hmm.
what he does is he makes a new garment out of, you know. So I think that's an interesting part of this pandemic and how it calls on creatives to change their practices.
Yeah, awareness as well.
Mhm.
Akala ko before sustainable fashion is just like about the, going into this ukay-ukay
Mm,
stores
mhm. Yeah.
because you just reuse these clothes. So
Mhm.
there's a whole different aspect of
Mhm.
sustainable fashion
Yes, yes.
from the perspective of the designers.
So it's not. I'm a fan of secondhand fashion, vintage fashion, because you lengthen the wearability of clothes. But nowadays it goes deeper. Like even
Mhm.
the ink na ginagamit for colors, for fabrics, the machines, everything is now, they're wanting to be chemical free. So I think there's a lot of elements involved.
Yeah. So these are the things that I who's just very mababa when it comes to, fashion kind of thing, don't know about. So I'm really, really thank you. I learned something from you tonight. And hopefully those are watching us have learned something also.
Mhm.
Just a few questions here. from JC, is Vanessa also into modeling? She's so knowledgeable about the modeling world. Who's Vanessa?
Who's Vanessa?
Yeah, JC, sorry, who's Vanessa? Also, Audrey O. Yeah, Audrey O is one of the vloggers. She's living in Seoul. Ringo said, nakaka-amaze ka na yan. So, and this is super ganda ng ating topics.
Yay, thank you.
Jegs is asking also in are you also in Weavers?
Weavers, I was before, but nowadays because I'm a bit busy, no, it's an app where you can there's a BTS Weavers. There are different Weavers you can follow for idols. So I follow them more on Twitter.
Okay. So this is a super interesting topic conversation with you, Dianne. Thank you very much. Is there anything? What do we look forward to aside from the BTS Bible being out right now, and of course we can get this. We can get a copy from online and offline stores. What do we look forward to with you, and also your I Wonder Korea?
So right now I'm focusing more on my YouTube channel because the original concept was expats will introduce their favorite places or restaurants here in Jeonju and Korea, but because of the pandemic, it's kind of different. So now we're a bit changing towards showing more about our life, mine and my husband's. So if you watch it, it's more about our daily life, nothing really, nothing big or something, but hoping it's interesting for viewers, especially those Filipinos who are interested in Korea. And
Yeah, but the daily life vlogs are even the ones that are very, very interesting
yeah,
for consumers, YouTube consumers there.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, at first I was also kind of hesitant because my life is boring. What will I show? But
Can you
slowly
show
working.
us Mr. Jean?
Okay, wait, let me call. I'll ask him to come.
Because if you're going to show your Korea life, I mean, Jin or the husbands, the Korean
Yeah.
husbands or the Korean wives are always a big part of it. So
Mhm.
um, I'm interested. I'm excited to see and talk
Mhm.
to Jin.
Yeah,
Are
he's
you?
game. I told him to come here.
Yeah. Any questions there that you would like to ask Diane's husband before we end? Before he says no, because he's going to be with us in a while. Yes, actually, Chillax, yes. Very, very nakaka-proud na may ganyang Pinay din pala sa ganyang industry sa Korea. True. I only got to know Diane in this magazine, in Groove magazine before. And then I was surprised that she's not just a writer, she's a fashion editor, fashion stylist.
Mhm.
So parang,
Mhm.
this is nice. I'm proud.
Mhm.
So I'm
Mhm.
happy that I got to know her and I got to work with her. And
Mhm.
we did that live stream with Korea.net before. And from then
Mhm.
on, we would meet and catch up. So it's nice. And
Mhm.
I'm happy that she's here right now sharing with us because
Mhm.
there's so much more that you can do here in
Mhm.
Korea.
Mhm.
Um, she graduated with a communication arts degree, journalism. I know before
Mhm.
we have another journalism graduate from UP who worked with Korea Times. So she was in the more
Mhm.
serious side. Um,
Mhm.
well, I'm not saying that it's not serious, but she was
Mhm.
more the culture, business, and all that.
Mhm.
Kasi ang K-pop and K-fashion recent na siya,
Mhm.
di ba? And
Mhm.
then here, you're very active in the fashion side, fashion
Mhm.
industry. So, it's rare. Very
Mhm.
rare.
Okay, 1 second. Let me call him.
All right. Pwede po ba pag-giveaway ang BTS Bible? Mm, Fave pa naman ng anak ko ang BTS. Ang hirap kasi makipagsabayan sa Korean lalo na sa ganyang field. more on writing, and maybe they used to read. No, no, actually, meron tayong mga magazines in Korean and online and mga print magazines. Meron din naman. So, it's okay. As a foreigner, you can write doon. That's where I met Diane. Pero on the fashion side, doon talaga ako namangha kay Diane that she was able to get into this one.
Mm.
Lalian, while waiting, how do you balance life and work during pandemic? From Lalian.
It's easy because everything's work from home, So actually, people think that working from home is boring and stuff, but you just need to occupy your time and look for some interesting stuff to do. So I feel more awkward going out now. So
And also, Diane and her husband work together.
mhm. Yes, yes. So we have a studio where he goes there every day, but I go there occasionally. But yeah, it's fun to work together. It's a bit challenging sometimes, but it's been kind of easygoing. So yeah, I
Don't you
think he
clash?
was clash not
Let's
really,
talk
but
about that when he's there on the frame, when he's beside
yeah,
you.
yeah. He was napping, but he said, "Okay, I'll join." So what were we saying? Yeah, we have a studio actually where we do our events there before, but
Mm,
now we converted it into an actual studio where you can shoot there.
films, yeah.
You can go with friends because nowadays you can't stay in cafes, right? So
Mm.
some of my friends go there and then they have coffee meetings and stuff.
There's a question. Does hubby get jelly when you fangirl?
No, not really, because she doesn't know K-pop actually. So whenever, as a Korean, when he watches something and then he gets surprised when I recognize the people,
Mhm.
everyone, who's this, who's this, and he doesn't know. So I know more than he does, I think.
Yeah, that
So
teaser was very funny. The one that you made, where you were checking your eye. And then when it came to BTS, you know everyone.
uh, so yeah, he's pretty game to do all those. I mean, he's not like the typical Korean who shies away from the camera and stuff. But yeah, let me check.
Sina
Yeah.
Lian said it's really important to draw. Yeah. Yeah, there's
Wait,
just
no.
a comment here.
Mhm.
It's really important to draw the line between work and personal life, especially when you
Mhm.
work at home.
Yes, yes.
She's lucky to have a hobby who supports the fangirling in her. Yeah,
Mhm.
Lalian, because very, she's an army, and her husband is a big supporter of her being an army.
Mhm. Yeah, actually, um, the first K-pop book he bought like maybe 2 boxes
Oh,
to
wow.
support me. So I still have a lot of copies here because he was so excited about the book. So he said,
This
"Okay,
one,
I'll
the
order."
K-pop style.
Yes, yes.
This one.
So order. He ordered a lot.
It's
Nakatulog
in a
ata.
wrap.
Let me see.
Ah, sayang.
Wait, 1 second.
Okay, so while waiting for Jin, the husband of Dayan, let us know. In my next video, Ate Masi, remember when we went to Korea? Right, right, that's right. Hello, Mr. Jin. Welcome,
Hello, nice to meet
welcome.
you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. We've met before, but very briefly
Yeah, right.
during that Soul Kids Fashion Week.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
right.
So, how is it working together as husband and wife, and
Um,
living together as husband and wife, and working together?
hmm. Actually, we met and we see each other at the house and then company. But yeah, it's good. Actually, we can talk more about it in the house, and what to do after something happened.
Mm.
Actually, I like it.
You like it? No, what about clashes in ideas?
Uh,
Doesn't it happen?
do we fight about anything?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes we argue.
Mm.
How do
That's
you
mm, that's sometimes it's bad
Mm.
because we talk about it in the
At home.
yeah at home too. So
But what's good is his part is different. He does the business. I do the creative part. So we each have our own role. So it's not really like clashing. So
so kahit
and
pa
nobody
paano
gets,
you
yeah. So
draw the line,
nobody
you
gets
draw the
angry. Yeah,
rule.
nobody gets angry if I he tells me something is wrong. I tell him something's wrong. So
right.
Yeah. There's a question here. Where did you meet?
Oh, we met from my friend. He introduced me, Diane. So we met in where was it?
Greenbelt,
Greenberg. Yeah,
Oh.
Makati.
yeah, Makati.
He was
You
in
were,
Baguio at that time.
Mm-mm.
what was he studying in Baguio, or what was he doing in Baguio?
Yeah, I was doing restaurant business, and yeah, I met her in Manila. We went down to Manila from Baguio.
Yeah.
So
He
did you
lived
stay?
in the Philippines 5 years.
5 years.
So do you know Tagalog?
Konti lang.
Konti lang. Do you speak Korean or English to each other? There's a question here.
Mostly English.
Mix.
Mostly. Uh, Philippine interesting love story. Yeah, because we didn't really talk about your love story here, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Because we immediately talked about the work of Diane and
Mm,
of the books. So is there do you have any question about their love story? Let me let us know. But if you want to know more about Diane and Jean, you can check out their YouTube channel, subscribe in their YouTube channel. I will put the link below because they will be coming out with more about living here in
Korea.
Korea and her life. And that was very interesting when you said you want to continue telling your story wherever you are, something to that effect, right?
Yes. And he's gonna be in the videos too, so watch out for him.
Yeah, that's I really admire your partnership because Jean takes very good photos. Of course, Diane takes very good photos, but mostly Jean is behind the scene, right? You're doing
Yes,
the
yes.
yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
and he's used to me. Okay, do my OOTD. He doesn't get annoyed or whatever, so he's pretty game to do everything.
Yes, like that's really a lot of women's frustration. Asking the husband or the boyfriend to take photos, and then the
Uh-huh.
photos will not come out the way you want it, the way
Yeah.
you imagine it. But you have your own personal
Insta hubby.
photographer and videographer, Insta husband.
Uh-huh.
All right. So, thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for
Thank you.
sharing with us your stories and for actually Diane inspiring our viewers about what you're doing, what you have been doing here in Korea, and of course they are interested to know where to get your books, K-pop, and your BTS Bible, which are all available in online and offline stores.
In Korea, where did you buy this?
Aladdin.
Aladdin. And there's in Naver, you can just search.
In Aladdin. The
Mhm.
the book store on the website.
So it's also available in Korea through
Just
Aladdin.
search BTS Bible.
So very easy, just search for BTS Bible, okay, and then give the feedback to Diane, and you'll know that it's a year-long process of making the book with all the annotations and all that. So there, for more questions, if you're interested to know more about Diane and Jean and their life here, check out their YouTube channel and Instagram page. And let us know more about what you would like to ask. Let us know more about what you would like to discuss here in Chat Time with Wendy. All right. So, last words from Jean and Dianne.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening to my story and inviting me here in your channel. I'm excited to find out more Filipinas or Filipinos who are doing well here in Korea and everywhere else. And I hope you follow us on
Oh yeah,
I Wonder Korea.
yeah. Actually, I fell asleep. I kind of like
You didn't
uh,
watch us?
I told him I'll call him before it ends, and he said, "Okay, I'll wait." And
then I fell asleep. Anyway, thank you for inviting us today, and we hope we can see you guys through our YouTube channel. And yeah, nice to meet you guys.
All right. Last one. I think this was the second time that Jegs was asking, did you purposely wear purple tonight? Yes,
yes,
she did.
yes, everything purple. My cardigan and my shirt. I wore purple because of BTS. It's their official color.
Right. All right. Have a good night, Diane
Okay,
and
bye
Jean.
bye.
Bye bye.
Have a
Thanks,
good
Wendy.
night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good night, everyone. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to this channel and to I Wonder Korea. And please share our videos. All right. Thank you very much. Good
Thank
night. Till
you.
the next one.
Bye.